This is the Samsung S3 Essential Monitor. It's a 27-inch monitor that I recently got for myself. Right now I'm doing the Eizo Monitor Test, in which I'm going to go through several steps to test this new monitor. I'm going to start the test. I chose all the options. We'll go one by one. This is the first test. It's a pattern test. It says use the test pattern to check the image quality. The circle should be complete and round. The lines in the frequency patterns should be clear and defined, and the color gradients should not have any breaks or bending. Looks good. You can see the colors, you can see the circle, you can see the lines, you can see the patterns. If you think otherwise or you agree with me, let me know in the comments. I'm going to the second test. This is the defective pixel on white. It says this: check if there are any defective pixels on the monitor. All of the pixels should be black. If you see a pixel illuminated in color, this indicates a continuously illuminated subpixel. I don't see any white or defective pixel except this box, the exit box, and the instructions on the bottom right of the screen. I'm going to the next test. This is the defective pixels on white test. Check if there are any defective pixels on the monitor. All of the pixels should be white. If you see a black pixel, this indicates a missing pixel. And when I look at it, it doesn't seem that there's any defective pixels. I'm going to the next test. This is a defective pixels on red test. Check if there are any defective pixels on the monitor. All of the pixels should be red. If you see a black pixel, this indicates a missing red subpixel. I took a look and it doesn't seem like that. Once again, if you see anything else, don't be shy and write it in the comments. Next test: defective pixels on green. Check if there are any defective pixels on the monitor. All of the pixels should be green. If you see a black pixel, this indicates a missing green subpixel. I don't see any. Write it in the comments if you do. Next, defective pixels on blue. Check if there are any defective pixels on the monitor. All of the pixels should be blue. If you see a black pixel, this indicates a missing blue subpixel. Looks good to me. If you think otherwise, you know the answer to that. Next, uniformity. Assess the uniformity of the image using various grayscales. This brightness should be equally distributed across the entire image, and the image shouldn't have any colorful areas. Here you have several gray tones: 25%, 50%, it's brighter, and 75% gray tone. 25% gray tone, 50% gray tone, and 75% gray tone. To me, all of them looks fine. Next test: color distances. It says this: check the extent to which your monitor can display similar colors while keeping them differentiable. You can create two color patches to do so. The more similar the two colors that can still be differentiated from one another, the better your monitor can differentiate between the colors. This test is also well suited for making a direct visual comparison between two different monitors. So you have the background, which you can play the red, green and blue, RGB, and the rectangle, which is inside in the center, and it also has different red, green and blue, and then you can play with that. I'm changing the background, I'm changing the green, I'm changing the red, I'm changing the green, and I'm changing the blue, and I do the same with the rectangle. I'm changing the red, changing the green, and I'm changing the blue. Now you can see that I'm bringing everything to 0 and it looks the same. I'm going to put all of them on maximum and it looks the same. And I'm going to the next test. This is the gradients test. choose a greater viewing distance to check the display of gradients. The grayscale image should be reproduced in the overall view without any unnecessary color and with an even gradient. And at 256 intervals, there should not be any noticeable abrupt changes in the brightness between individual grayscales. At a smaller number of intervals, the respective bars should be clearly differentiable from one another. So here you have color at the right edge of the image is white, and then there's steps from 8 to 256. So I'm changing, right now it's white, and I'm lowering it from 256 to 8. So it's much more noticeable when it's low, and when I raise it to the maximum 256, the gradient is much smoother. I'm going to change it from white to cyan, so I'm lowering it, you can see, and that is very noticeable, the gradient, the bars, and when I raise it to the maximum, it's much smoother. Magenta, yellow, red, green, and blue. So far, so good. If you think otherwise, let me know. Now I switch to Sharpness test. This test allows you to determine whether your monitor can reproduce text sharply and without any shadows, independently of other influences such as text smoothing. So it has lots of text, small text, it says lorem ipsum, and this text that says nothing basically, and I'm not even trying to read it. The characters, they are small, I can still read them but it doesn't say much. And here in the small box, the test box, it says color black on white, so the text is black and the background is white, and right now I'm going to switch it from white on black. And you can see the text is small and the background is black. You can shrink the text size and enlarge it. I'm switching again to the black on white, and I'm going to shrink the font to 10 pixels. So the font is between 10 pixels and 18 pixels. Looks fine to me. I'm moving to the next test. This is the viewing angle test. Test the monitor's viewing angle stability. Here we are testing the monitor's viewing angle stability. When you increase the viewing angle, the size and shape of the circles displayed should remain almost the same. Slight changes may appear. Less is better. So when I'm changing the angle, not sure if you can see any difference between the circles. I don't see any changes. This one, it looks smaller than this one and this one, but I guess it's only because of the angle itself. I'm moving on to the next test because it doesn't say much to me. It looks okay, but that still doesn't say much. So next test, this is the gamma test. Determine your monitor's gamma value. Use the slide bar to change the logo's grayscale until the logo blends into the background to the greatest possible extent. The value shown corresponds to your monitor's gamma value. So I'm switching between the levels. The lower one is 1 and the maximum is 3, and you can see that the logo is changing compared to the background. Now the logo is darker, and at a certain point it's almost identical to the background. Here it's almost identical to the background, but because there are no small lines, the background has lines and the logo doesn't, I can still notice him. I can see on the camera that it's harder to notice that, but trust me, it still shows. And now it's noticeable again because the logo is brighter compared to the background. And that's it. This is the test. I think it looks okay. Switching to the next test, the last one. This is the last test, response time test. This test primarily serves to compare the response times of two monitors. Start by selecting a speed that creates clear streaks on the rectangles. However, you should still be able to clearly follow the rectangles visually. Then vary the distance between the rectangles until the lower edge streak of the one on the right no longer overlaps the lower edge of the one on the left. The smaller the distance, the shorter the response time. When comparing several monitors, select the same speed. You can also use this test to recognize the effects of your monitor's various settings options such as overdrive, refresh rates, and blur reduction. So this test, I think it's relevant to 2 monitors, but I'm still gonna play with it to see what it says, and later on I'm going to test it with another display, and even 2 of them, 2 additional monitors, one of the laptop and another external monitor. So here you can play with the background, you have lots of colors in different percentage, complete black, 100%, 25% gray, 50% gray, 75% gray, now it's white, you don't see the white bar, cyan, you can see the bars now, cyan bright, I'm switching to magenta, and you can go through blue, so now the blue rectangle doesn't show, you can change the colors of the left rectangle, now it's cyan, now it's yellow, and you can play with the right rectangle, now it's cyan, now it's magenta. You can play with the speed of both the rectangles, how many pixels per second. The lower level means lots of pixels, and this one. So it runs between 480 pixels to 3840 pixels, and you can play with the distance. I've reset the settings, and you can change the distance between the 2 rectangles. Now it's 0, so they are touching each other, they are overlapping, and now I've increased it to 150 pixels distance between the 2 rectangles. That's it, it looks good. I played with the settings, it looks fine. Now I'm going to press it. So that's it, I need to press the X button, go back to the main screen, and that's it. The website, this is called Eizo Monitor Test, and you can try it for yourself, whether it's with this monitor or any other monitor that you're testing. So I went over videos and specifications, and I hope it gives you an indication about this monitor. Also, you should know that I'm going to remove the stand and I'm going to mount it on a dual monitor mount arm that I already attached to my desk. It's behind it, and I'm currently reviewing it, so I'm going to show this monitor at least one more time in my upcoming review. So if you want to learn more about this monitor and how it's like when it's attached to a mounting arm, this is the video for you. Well, boys and girls, this was my video review of the Samsung S3 27-inch Essential Monitor. If you still have any questions or want to know something about it, please write it in the comments. Make sure to check the full review on my website. Also, I will appreciate if you can give this channel a like and subscribe. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me a lot to keep creating content and focus on that. I'm too cool to beg for likes, so I'm going to keep working on this monitor and test it. And right now I'm going to end this video because I need to test this monitor with other type of content, if you know what I mean. So in the meantime, thanks for watching. Bye bye.